So I will talk about how to set up Apache 2 server, PHP and MySQL database. Uh, because when you are studying development, you have to set up your local environment. So basically, there are a lot of tutorials in Google. So I will share this link. Here is how we can set up this LAMP stack in a Linux environment. Uh, in a Linux environment, so we would require to install the Apache 2 web server initially, and there are other firewall restriction configuration. So you can allow some ports and everything. So once you have installed the Apache 2, it when you type in the your browser URL as localhost, you will get similar to like this page if the Apache server is running smoothly. And after that, you have to install the MySQL server database using sudo apt install MySQL server command. And while you are doing installing, you can set password to your server as well. And you can log into the MySQL database using the terminal, using MySQL commands. And here is how we can install the PHP, sudo apt install PHP, lib apache 2, modular mod PHP and PHP MySQL. There are some PHP libraries as well you require to install. So once you have installed the PHP on the Apache server, you will have to create a virtual host domain or file to your application. So here's how we can do that. And after you have set up the Apache virtual host environment, you have to restart your Apache server. And so you have to make sure that those folder have all the correct access have been granted. And also here is how that virtual file configuration looks like. You have to add server name and folder path, and after that you have to enable that configuration by using enable into site with PHP. So you can mention PHP version here 7.0 or 7.1. You can install WAMP server. In WAMP server, it has all these libraries, PHP and MySQL. Everything is included in a one package. So you can simply go to their website and install the WAMP setup in a machine. So I will share this article. In next section, I will go through code review with the PHP sample demo application. This application is based on Laravel framework, and I will share the code repository as well. So in this code base, it has a pre-built admin dashboard and front-end homepage as well. And it has included user profile management, content management, email content management, user role management system, and you can grant permissions and general configuration. So this is based on Laravel framework. So you will have to run compose install command to install all the necessary libraries. And after that, we will have to run this artisan command to generate the encryption key. And we are using the artisan migrate command to store all the database tables. And we use dbseed command to add the default data into those database table, and we will have to cache clear. So I will go through this demo. Before that, I will let you know methods in MVC framework included in this Laravel sample application. So if you are going to build a web application, so you can use this sample code base, and you can develop other functionalities which you require on top of this platform. Yeah, it will be really easy for you. Otherwise, will have to create this every classes and function from scratch. So if we are going through the application or the code base, you can all the configuration details will be in this environment variable, such as you can define the MySQL database connection details and other mail server and everything. So you will have to create a copy of this file environment sample as .env in Laravel framework, and you will have to define all the configuration details in there. So we talk about the view section, that is the initial section that customer or client would come. So those section, you can go to the resources, and and then there is a view section. So in this view, you can see all the template layouts. These will come as a blade files in Laravel framework. So these are the view section areas. And after that, when we are going to the controller section, once user click on submit page on the view section, that data will come to here. In Laravel framework, there is a folder called HTTP inside app folder. So here they have separate this controller into some other section as well, but mainly you will have to focus on this controller section. So here you can define your controller, otherwise your actions functionalities here. After that, regarding the model section, it is also inside the app folder. So here all the user role and configuration CMS, these are the model section. In this model, it will store and define database, which database table this model is related, and which data should store in the database. So this kind of data flow will be happen in this model section. Based on these sections, I will do a little demonstration that how we can set up this environment. And so mainly you will have to this section and just make a copy of this code, or I'm using Git, so I can directly clone this repository. Regarding Git, I will do a separate session regarding that. Here in this location, I'm going to set up this environment. This is similar to download this code base and add in this. We have download a code base. You can use a command, so it will list all that folder and this detail. So once you have download, initially you have to create the virtual host as we discussed earlier, and also you have to define your domain name, this virtual host file in etc host file. So let's create that domain first. I'm using vi editor etc host file. So there are other domain as well. So I will add detail using pressing the I button. and then it will allow me to add insert data. So I will write this is my local IP address, and I will add php demo.com div. So this is my domain that I am going to access my web application. So after that I will escape button and colon and W and Q. So once it's saved, I will add my configuration detail in Apache virtual host environment section. So I will go to cd etc etc Apache 2. So I will go through it. And there are any other configuration files. So we have to create similar to this our configuration file as well. So I will create a copy of already I have defined uh, configuration file. U project u.php demo com.conf. So I have created my copy and I am going to edit it. So so .php. Here is the example of that virtual host configuration, which was in our tutorial. So I am going to update with my current application detail, php demo.com. Here into this folder path, I have to get my folder path here. So I have side and here. So here's the file, and in Laravel I have to set this folder path inside the public folder. I'm going to add that path in here. Like this. You can mention where should error logs should be stored and this kind of detail. So once this done, due to this is your local environment, make sure that you have full permission to this file. So if you are in a server, you have to verify you are giving the correct folder file permission. So I will give full access to this configuration, and as well I will make sure that this folder has full folder action, full file and folder action. And once this done, according to our repository details, okay, so I have to install all the Laravel library files using compose install. So we'll do it now. PHP demo dashboard. So is the so this will install all the Laravel library files. Okay, it is done. Now I have to create a database to this to our application. So I am using MySQL and I have installed MySQL Workbench. By using this tool, we can access our MySQL server very easily. So here I will create a database using create database PHP demo, and it will be listed in my databases. Okay, and database PHP demo. Okay, here it is. So, as I mentioned earlier, we have created the database, and right now we have to add this configuration to our Laravel web application. So there is file called envx.example. So this the .env file has all the configuration. I'm going to create a copy of example to.env, and I'm going to edit that file in. So here it has all these configuration detail, and these are correct, and I have to define my database here PHP demo, and my username is root, and password is 123. Save these details. Once this is done, after that I have to run other command which mention in our repository. I have to create generate a key and migrate all the database develop table into database and db seed and cache clear. So let's run that php key dot generate. Okay, I have created encrypted key and all the database tables migrate, and I have created that. So going to install the default data using db seed, and also to make sure you can run this command as well, dump load. So this will auto generate files and classes. So once all of this done, if you go here, refresh, you can see all the database tables and its default data, everything. Okay. So my table, this site according to our Apache configuration. So I can do that using PHP A2 and M site phdev or configuration phpdemo.com. So we have enabled our virtual host configuration. Right now we have to restart Apache server. You can check the status of our Apache server, and it's running. Sure. So let's see. Okay, so here is our web application. This is the front end side, and it has the backend set backend environment as well. So if I would go through a little bit our code base here. Okay, here so far. Yeah. So on this home page, I told that we have view section in resources, views, and here's the home page. So header, and these are the HTML content which is showing on front end. And so this is the home page. So in Laravel, you have to define all the action in routes web section. So here, so this is, we have defined the get or post method which we are using, and here in this section we are linked all that controller classes and function with according to these action names. For example, if you are going to submit a form from the front end, you will have to make action on front end in form action as a submit data. So you have to define that here, submit data, and here you will have defined once this action triggered which controller class or function should be called. Okay. So just go through all this code, then you will get the idea. And mainly it has classes and functions. Please comment if you got any issues regarding this code and data flow, then I will explain them to you. In this section, I would like to talk other PHP default functions. If you go to this article in W3 School, there are several other functionalities that we can use in PHP. Mainly, this section is related to the arrays and how we can sort them, and doing ascending sort, descending sort, and this type of thing. I think you would know what is kind of array means. This is also kind of variable, but the benefit is we can store multiple data in an array. So we will define it as a array function, and we will add all the details here and data here, and those data will store in this car variable, and you can access this data using car zero index first and second likewise. And also you can make array indexes, like see, instead of 0 and 1 and 2, those are default indexes, but you can define array key name here similar like this for this data. So if you go through these functionalities, you can do a lot of things with PHP default function, such as array search, array reverse, this type of functionalities. You can easily call this array underscore search function with the data that you want to search, and you have to pass the array here. So go through these functions. So it will definitely helpful to you while you are doing the development and build a solution. So thank you guys for watching this video session, and please comment and let me know what things you would require more to clarify or more details if you would like to know. And also please subscribe to the channel so you will get a notification regarding other videos as well. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.